Our cruise started in Palma Majorca aboard the Morella Explorer 2. Unfortunately, we didn't allow time for any sightseeing, what with unpacking, documents, beer, so we missed all the sights of Palma, venturing no further than the boat's bars and restaurants. Soon, other ships were leaving to wherever they have to go, and it wasn't too long before the pilot boats turned up to escort us out of the harbour, and off to our first port of call, Cagliari in Sardinia. The question now is, will he get the stern round before he hits the wall? The bow's swinging enough to suggest he might. Of course he's done it 1,000 times, but it's a bit of excitement anyway. Here we go now, 350 miles to Sardinia. Not sure how long that's going to take, but I suspect it'll be tomorrow evening before we get there at least. With a full day at sea and no land to be seen, I decided to explore the boat with my camera and decided to take a few kind of abstract type photographs along the way. I wanted to show the steely nuts and bolts sides of the ship, not the flashy commercial side, but the bits and pieces that keep the boat moving and look after the people that are on it. The safety bits, the working bits, and the general day-to-day bits. Always nice to see that the lifeboat's in place and that propeller will turn to get us out of trouble quicker than we got in it. Here's a couple of likely lads looking out to sea. Not that there was much, although we did spot this one going past one day. Some sights and sounds, and a pink cow for some reason. Some sturdy lashings here, and bearing in mind the cow, I thought this might be a bucking bronco, but it's clearly too near the edge, so you wouldn't want anyone going off over the side. There's nothing worse than having to stop the boat, turn around and pick up a man overboard. And there's the crazy golf deck, looking down towards the pool. These balls are where all the high-tech equipment is stored apparently, connecting the ship to satellites and other navigation equipment. We woke the following morning to find ourselves in Cagliari, Sardinia. After an excellent breakfast, we busied ourselves and headed for the town, expecting to find all the wonders that this island has to offer. This was our first cruising lesson. You don't just get off the boat and go aimlessly wandering around, or you will see very little. Far more planning is required if you want to get the most out of these trips ashore. Like many others, we spent lots of time looking at our phones, trying to work out how to get from A to B, with no real concept of the distance between the places that we were going to. Though some of the buildings were impressive, they could hardly be called outstanding. I then saw a sign for a 13th century cathedral, so we headed in that general direction, but somehow we must have missed it. However, walking back, I noticed a dome with brightly coloured tiles on it, so we headed off in that general direction. This turned out to be a fairly ordinary looking church, but we thought we'd go in anyway and, well, wow. What then would the cathedral hold for us? We hastened our search, only to find it was just a few hundred yards around the corner from where we were now. From the outside it was quite impressive, and someone had obviously spent a few bob cleaning it up. Unfortunately, the inside, by comparison to the church we'd just been in, was extremely dull. So back to the boat, and it will be another 24 hours before we get to Malta and the city of Valetta, which is probably going to be the highlight for me, the one I've been looking forward to the most. Farewell, Sardinia.
gloriosa polis.
Not seen one of these for a while. We were tempted to take the water taxi across the harbour, but the queue went on forever, and if we had to do the same on the other side, there was an excellent chance that we would miss the boat. An extremely pleasant day was had. Unfortunately, it was time to go, and it will be another full day at sea tomorrow, and we should be in Kefalonia by this time tomorrow. In part B, we travel on to Kefalonia, Corfu and Montenegro. Thoroughly looking forward to all of those.